If your room feels flat, boring, or builder grade, the problem might not be your furniture. It might be the missing line where the wall meets the ceiling. That tiny edge does a lot of visual work. Crown molding gives a room shadow, depth, and architecture. In a basic apartment or a plain modern box, that edge is usually just a hard white corner. The expensive fix is real wood or MDF crown molding. That can mean long trim boards, saw cuts, nails, caulk, sanding, painting, and sometimes hiring a carpenter. For one room, that can easily become hundreds of dollars. The micro hack is lighter, cheaper, and much less scary. Use peel and stick lightweight molding to create the look of a finished ceiling line, doorway border, or picture frame trim without permanent carpentry. Before we touch the wall, here's the real Amazon cost check. I researched Amazon.com in the United States with delivery shown for New York 10001 and prices in US dollars. The honest price range is wider than the simple $25 claim. I found small peel and stick foam trim strips around $6.49 to $7.99. Longer rolls were around $16.19, $26.39, $27, and $29.99. A 30-foot Art 3D flexible peel and stick molding trim showed at $29.99. So here's the truthful version. A small accent run can stay close to the $25 idea. A doorway frame, mirror border, feature wall, or short ceiling section can be very affordable. But a full room perimeter usually needs more material. A 10 by 10 room has about 40 feet of wall perimeter before mistakes and waste. That means a full room may be closer to $50 to $60 in trim, depending on which roll you buy. And if you want clean 45-degree corners, you may need a cutting tool. Amazon showed budget miter shears around $15 to $26. That is a one-time tool cost, not a cost for every room. Now, choose the trim carefully. There are two main looks. A thin white strip gives a modern detail. A wider foam or PVC molding gives a stronger crown molding illusion, but it can look cheap if the corners are sloppy. For renters, do not trust the word removable blindly. Any adhesive can pull paint. Before doing a whole room, test a small hidden patch first. Also, skip high moisture and high heat areas. Do not put adhesive foam trim near a stovetop, heater, shower steam zone, or damp bathroom ceiling. This hack is best for dry bedrooms, dining rooms, offices, and hallways. The surface prep matters more than the trim. Dusty walls are the enemy. Grease is the enemy. Fresh paint that has not cured is the enemy. Wipe the wall and ceiling edge first. If there is residue, use a tiny amount of mild cleaner, then let the surface dry completely. Next, map the line. Do not just peel backing and hope your hand stays straight. Measure down from the ceiling at several points and make small pencil marks. For a clean crown effect, the trim needs to stay visually level. If the ceiling is uneven, choose the line that looks best from standing height. Tiny gaps can be handled with paintable caulk if this is not a rental. For rentals, choose simpler trim that forgives uneven edges. Now comes the corner problem. Corners decide whether this hack looks expensive or fake. For a basic inside corner, cut the two meeting pieces at opposing 45-degree angles. Soft foam may cut with sharp scissors, but cleaner angles need miter shears or a small miter box. Use slow pressure and support the piece so the edge stays square. Before removing the backing, dry fit the first wall. Hold the trim against the wall. Check the corner, the end point, and whether the profile faces the right direction. Adhesive trim gets annoying once it touches paint. When the dry fit looks right, peel only a short section of backing, not the whole strip. Start at the most visible corner or at a planned seam. Press lightly, then step back and check the line. Work in small sections. Peel, align, press. Peel, align, press. Do not stretch the trim to make it reach. Stretching creates tension, and tension makes adhesive trim curl, lift, or peel away later. At seams, keep the joint clean. If one piece ends in the middle of a wall, cut both ends square or both ends at a matching angle. For a more custom look, you do not have to use this only at the ceiling. Use it to frame a plain doorway. Run it around a mirror. Create picture frame molding on a boring wall. Add a thin border above a headboard. These smaller applications are where the Amazon cost makes the most sense. The final step is the finish check. Stand where people enter the room, look at the corners first, then the long horizontal line. If a section is lifting, press it again with a soft cloth. If the line looks too shiny, paintable trim can be painted to match the wall or ceiling, but only if the product is labeled paintable. The result should not pretend to be hand-carved wood. That is not the point. The point is adding a clean architectural shadow line where there was nothing before. Done carefully, lightweight peel and stick molding can make a plain room feel taller and more finished without sawdust, nails, or a carpenter. That is the real version of this hack. Choose the right adhesive trim, use Amazon pricing honestly, test your wall first, dry fit every corner, cut slowly, press in short sections, and use it where a small architectural detail can change the whole room.